Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So, yeah, as I warned you yesterday, be careful of jumping in short at the bottom here. Wait for the break rather if you're tracing shorts, and look what happened. We basically bounced off there. We've broken through this trend line. We did come back and test those micro trend lines that I had in yesterday, but we're still sideways. I'm really not keen to get myself stuck inside this at the moment. So you can see we had the pin bar here, wasn't yesterday, the day before yesterday, came up, tested the trend line, and then gradually sort of moved on to the upside. So if we just have a look at the daily, and you can see we did the video here, up, sellers still coming in off the top here. Sorry, there's going to be two zones. It's that swing low there, and then it's this close tail here, which is what we are adhering to at the moment. So looking a little bit better than the structure from the S&P, to be honest. But you can see, if you just go back 2 days, Thursday I said to you we've got a story of 4 or story of 3 really. So that's 3 attempts, 4 attempts at a level, nice long tails. That just indicates strong buying power, and you can see immediately it moved up. So yesterday was a bit chaotic, up and down, all over the place. See, big up, big down, big up, big down, big up. So the only thing that is intact here is the trend line. So the trend line is very much intact, and the trend line I'm referring to is this one here. Okay, so it is above the moving averages. We are holding ourselves above the moving averages. We are a little bit overcooked at the moment, overbought, so it's extremely volatile yesterday across all markets. And if you just pay attention to what the bulls are trying to do, they had this big engulfing bar last week. So let me just get rid of that so you can see. So they had this big engulfing bar. They've come down to test the bottom here. You see, that's the range that we've had for the last 3.5 weeks. And now we are looking at a long tail. I don't like the way the oscillators are at the moment, but they can stay like that for an extended period of time, as you can see here. So we are far from the moving average. We've got the crossover now, and we are really trying to keep our head above this massive zone of what was support 2 years ago. That's in 2021. Last year we didn't even test it, so now we've broken through it, building flags, trying to get a sort of a bearish rejection there, but there is just no bearish rejection coming. This is staying strong. There is a gap from yesterday here, further down. I'm just not going to get into this today, guys. This is not something that I'm really overly excited about. If I just look at all the time frames, I've got diversions, a little bit of diversions on the hour between that high and that high. That's kind of fizzling out with what I'm seeing here. Looks like a little bit of a triangle forming at this zone. The zone is extremely important, and there's a lot of attempts to get through this the last couple of days. So I'm just going to sit back. We do have a crossover here on the hour that is intact, so I think I will just sit back and wait for the break. We get a retest, then that's going to be an option. So for me, it's just another week of sitting quietly, not really interested in getting myself burnt. And we'll pick this up next week. It doesn't stay like this forever. It eventually starts picking up, and then you get the opportunity to make some decent money. But this to me is just, if you are going to get in on this, it's going to be short scalps, or long scalps, should I rather say. So it's going to be in and out quickly, but there's no structure. I mean, yeah, I suppose the only structure that you did have here was there's a fractal there. There was an attempt, but then you got a close below it, so that would have scared me. That probably at the US Open is the only one that I would have been interested in, but I prefer trading the DAX during the European hours rather than the USA hours. Anyway, so if you are going to be getting into this, just look left, pick your levels. So there's a decent level. There's another decent level there, which was tested at the close yesterday. So you'd be looking to buy off 15,505, or you'd be looking to buy at 15,479. And whatever you do there, you're looking for a stop loss of probably in the region of 30 points. So it's a half decent setup, but you've got this massive overhead resistance here. So You know, if you down here, you've got a, let's say, 30-point stop loss, you're going to take profit here at 50 points. That's not really a decent trade. So if you do break through this aggressively and come back and test it, that's a different story, because then you've got a stop, so you've got an entry somewhere in this area, you've got a stop down here, another 30-point stop loss for almost 90-point gain. So that's a 3-to-1 trade. Much better risk to reward there. But anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. I'm sitting quietly. I really have zero interest in jumping in while we are just bouncing around like this. 8 hour is looking interesting, crossover, lots brewing, lots setting up potentially for the new week. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. We're sideways at the moment, but I'm looking for something like this again. So if we can get a decent trade like this, you make more money in this here than what I do making in the range. Anyway, that's me for today. Hope it helps you somewhat, and we'll catch up with you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers for now.